Hey, Painful Mass here. I can't believe this. My computer apparently is going to reset my mic volume every single time I turn my computer on. So hopefully these levels are good. I don't think it's exactly the same as last time. So here's another episode of An Atheist Reads the Book of Mormon. This will be the last one for the small plates of Nephi. I am going to continue to do it because, I'm going to continue to read the Book of Mormon whether or not I make these videos, so I may as well make the videos too. There are two books left in the small plates of Nephi, so I'm going to do them both. The first one is the Book of Jarom. He is the son of Enos, and remember, Enos was the previous author. And he explains that his writings are short because his ancestors have already written the prophecies and the revelation, so he can't really add much to them. Just go read those ones. So he explains that many Nephites have received revelation, and it is possible for anyone who has sincere faith to receive them as well. At this point, I should point out that it's about 400 BC, so there's still 400 years until the coming of Christ. And the Nephites and Lamanites, they're scattered all over the new land at this point. But the Lamanites are massively more numerous and still continually attack and wage war with the Nephites. God assures the Nephites that as long as they keep the commandments, they will prosper and not be destroyed. And then Jerome instructs to read the large plates for a more thorough account of these many wars that go on. And then he passes the plates on to his son Omni. So now we're on to the Book of Omni. That was all there is to the Book of Jerome. It was only like 2 pages. And this is a little bit of a misnomer because Omni is not the only author of Omni. There's Omni, and then Amaron, and Chemish, and Abinadam, and Amaleki. So they all keep records in this one. I'm not sure I pronounced all their names properly. There is a pronunciation guide in the back of the Book of Mormon if you, just for more information about what's in the Book of Mormon. I usually look up the names, but because I'm not going to be saying those names more than right now, I didn't actually look those up. So Amaleki is the last to write in this book. Oh, sorry, I skipped a paragraph. So a lot of the Book of Omni is just like a single paragraph length description where one of these authors just says the plates were passed on to me and now I'm passing it on to whoever, right? Amaron, and then he's passing it on to Chemish or whatever. So that's kind of boring. But then the last part is Amaleki, and so he writes a little bit more. So he talks about how Mosiah is made king over Zarahemla, and Zarahemla is this massive major city in this new land, and the Nephites stumble upon it. It's already there. This is not it's not a city that the Nephites make. It's a city that already exists in America. And so we learned that the people of Zarahemla came from Jerusalem at the time of Zedekiah, and they escaped into the wilderness and were guided to America just like the Nephites, but this happened a lot earlier. So apparently the people of Zarahemla have been there long enough that the language evolved, and so Mosiah can't really understand them. They can tell that it's the same type of language, but it's just changed. So the Nephites teach them their language, and then a history of the people is written onto the large plates of Nephi. I'll tell you right up front that Zarahemla and its history is a major portion of the large plates of Nephi, so you'll get quite familiar with this later on. I tried looking up online if there is a guess at where Zarahemla is in terms of modern day places, but no one really knows. There's a controversial guess that it's somewhere in Iowa. And just so you know, a bit of LDS culture, there's a game called The Settlers of Zarahemla, and it's basically Settlers of Catan with Zarahemla in place of it. So this is a major part of the Book of Mormon. If you remember one thing about the Book of Mormon after this, you should remember that Zarahemla is sort of the main city that most of it takes place around, because we are not even halfway done yet. Then a large stone is brought to Mosiah with strange writing on it, and through the power of God, he translates it. It tells of this person called Coriantumr and how his people were killed. Then Mosiah dies. Remember, he's ruling over Zarahemla right now, and Benjamin, his son, starts to rule Zarahemla. And right now, remember, Amalekite is the one that's writing, but he has no children to pass the plates on to, so he gives them to Benjamin, and then this is how the small plates of Nephi end. So that is the end of the Book of Omni, which is the last book in this part of the Book of Mormon. So I hope you enjoyed the small plates of Nephi. We will, what we're going to do next time is not actually a book in the Book of Mormon, but whatever. I'll explain more about that when we get to it next time. Probably tomorrow, because it's, again, just a 2-page thing.